check the expiration dates twice. You avoid that one restaurant. You won't touch that public door handle. You are not a germaphobe.
You are locked in a struggle against what many experts call the most debilitating, misunderstood phobia.
This is the world of emetophobia, the irrational, intense fear of vomiting. A fear so profound, so all-consuming, it rewrites your life to avoid a 30-second physical event. Today, we are opening the door to this hidden fear. The average person might get sick once every couple of years. The emetophobe lives every day like it's a certainty. Rule number 1, the food ritual. They will not eat food past a certain time. They won't eat meat if it looks undercooked, even slightly. They avoid buffets, potlucks, and any restaurant that isn't a known safe space. Rule number 2, the social shrink. They avoid situations where someone else might get sick. That means no crowded public transit, no cruises, no theme park rides. This creates a widening circle of isolation. Rule number 3, the obsessive check. A stomach rumble? Panic. A slight headache? Catastrophe. They become hyper-aware of their own body in a way that fuels their anxiety loop. These aren't irrational people. Their coping mechanisms are a desperate attempt to regain a single thing they've lost: control. But here is the cruel paradox. The actions they take to prevent the fear are the very things that make the phobia worse. Avoidance is the engine of emetophobia. What actually causes emetophobia? Unlike a fear of heights, emetophobia often stems from one of 3 psychological roots. Root 1, the single traumatic event. A bad bout of the flu, a reaction to a medication, or, most commonly, a traumatic public experience where they felt they couldn't escape. The brain links the physical event to a state of absolute powerlessness. Root 2, learned behavior. Did a parent have a severe phobia or a dramatic, fearful reaction to sickness? Children are master observers. They can internalize that intense fear, effectively being taught the phobia. Root 3, sensory and OCD connection. For many, emetophobia is not actually a primary phobia, but a specific manifestation of obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, or generalized anxiety disorder, GAD. It's not the act itself they fear, but the contamination, the lack of control, or the resulting public humiliation. The clinical name for fear of vomiting is emetophobia. But the fear of seeing someone vomit has its own distinct and slightly rarer meaning, emetophobia. It's the ultimate vicarious anxiety. A terrifying part of emetophobia is the anticipatory anxiety. Sufferers spend days, weeks, sometimes months, obsessing over a coming event, a flight, a dinner, a date. The anxiety they create is often far worse than the event they are trying to prevent. So if avoidance is the problem, what is the solution? What can pull an emetophobe out of their self-imposed prison? The good news is that emetophobia is highly treatable. The gold standard is a process that sounds terrifying: exposure therapy. Exposure therapy involves gradual, structured, and safe confrontation with the feared stimulus. No therapist will ever force you to get sick. The exposure is done mentally and virtually. The first step might be looking at the word vomit written down. The second, listening to the sound of retching on a closed headset. The third, holding a slightly expired food container. The goal is not to stop the fear instantly. The goal is to let the fear rise to a peak and then learn to sit with it until it subsides naturally. This process is called habituation. The brain learns that the panic is a false alarm. Another powerful tool is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT helps you target the negative thought patterns that sustain the phobia. It forces you to challenge the automatic thoughts. Thought, if I eat this, I will get sick. CBT challenge, what is the concrete statistical evidence for that? What is the real risk? The final pillar of recovery is self-compassion. This is a real clinical anxiety disorder. It is not a moral failing. Recovery is not a straight line, but every step is a victory against the fear. If this sounds like you, talk to a licensed mental health professional, particularly one trained in phobia-specific CBT. Do not try severe self-exposure alone. Emetophobia forces a person to live a small life. It takes away spontaneity, joy, and the freedom to feel safe in your own body. But the fact is this: the fear is a lie. It is a faulty wire in the brain that can be fixed. By understanding its rules and engaging in safe, structured work, you can take back the freedom that this phobia stole. Have you or someone you know experienced emetophobia? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story of coping or recovery could be the most important piece of support someone reads today. If you want to learn about the phobia that affects every driver on the road, check out our next planned video on Emetophobia. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Phobia Phact for more deep dives into the science of fear.